How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the throne. Welcome to the I don't use this background very often. I got my full maxi gear out today. You know what? I was kind of inspired lately. Quite a bit of negativity, sentiment, all that stuff around the ecosystem, blaming RH for this and that. And I realized I don't do a lot of maxi streams. I don't do a lot of Richard. Like I used to do, I feel like in 2023. 2020, maybe early 2024, early 2023 before PulseChain launched. I remember, gosh, did I do I feel like I did it. I must have did five or eight Richard Hart AMAs, and they were basically talking about his mission, his plan, and strategies, and why I believe, and all that stuff. And I hadn't did a lot since, so I'm like, you know what, this is probably a good time. Probably a good time to remind people why Richard Hart is the greatest man in crypto. Could be one of the greatest men in the world. I mean, that's one thing I do believe too. I think I've talked about before. Crypto is just an end game. I'm sorry, it's just a means to an end. Crypto is just a means to an end to get to the funding, or get to the community, or get to all these different things that make work on longevity possible. So if you're not familiar with that, Richard's talked a ton. I mean, literally just search Richard Hart longevity, or search RHMax longevity, and a ton of different Richard videos, a lot of the vintage stuff, which is coming up. I have almost 250, I want to say, RH vintage videos that I think I started working on this, I want to say in 2023. And I had a project where I just went through a ton of the streams, downloaded them, clipped them, scheduled them. And back then I was like, I've got them scheduled out all the way to 2025. And eventually it was like, I got them scheduled out to July 2025. And here we are. It's almost July 2025. And yeah, when I scheduled that, and I thought that was like, oh yeah, well, hopefully, even back then, this a couple of years ago, back then I was like, yeah, prices would probably be, the ecosystem would probably be popping off and be doing really great by then. And, people won't even maybe I won't be streaming as much, or people won't even need to see the content as much, because maybe he'll be back, he'll be streaming, and a lot of the vintage stuff won't even, it'll just kind of be, it'll be good for content for the channel. Because, I feel like one thing that motivates me too is, that I think in the times of not up only, that's a positive way I say it, that I do feel more needed. I feel more, I think I'm probably not the only one either that feels more like, okay, here's a way to make a contribution. Here's a way to make people remember and just not lose faith, and believe that the greatest ecosystem on earth, the greatest blockchain, the greatest founder, the greatest community aren't just things that we just say and just don't believe in. And just, not everyone is here just to get rich quick. A lot of people are here to make an impact, to make a contribution, to make this thing work. And that's why it's so hard. I think at face value, the idea that, if you just, took a break, or just kind of, went offline for the last couple of years, or the next 6 months, or whatever it is, and just come back when everything's good. If that's what you believe is going to happen, that type of timeline, wouldn't that be the answer? Wouldn't that be the best thing to do? And it's not just about wanting to be around and wanting to, be excited about things happening in the ecosystem, even in the times, again, when the price is not as high as we want it to be. I don't know. It's kind of like, I think the way, things are set up, the world is set up in a way, I believe, is that we kind of all need each other. It's like, if the community just disappeared, the community can't disappear and come back when things are better, because things would never get better if the community disappeared. It's like everything needs everything to be in place like that. So yeah, anyone can make the logical argument, a very logical person, if you haven't watched my content, that why don't we all just take a break and disappear and not be around, and just come back when things are better. And I mean, some people do that, and I don't fault them for any of that stuff either. But if everyone did that, I don't think, that's not mission accomplished. I don't think things would come together if everyone, it's kind of like, it's almost, I feel like there's an analogy to, hey, everyone just sell and come back and buy the all-time lows and ride this thing to the top. Well, if everyone sold and everyone left and no one had skin in the game and no one was aligned to be making content, no one was aligned to, making sure this place was successful, how could it ever be? So it's one of those things where I don't know. I feel fortunate. I feel, yeah, I think I do feel blessed, even though, I mean, there's better times and worse times. And I don't even try to look at it as easy or hard. Like I don't say the last 2 years have been hard. I know a lot of people probably think of it in those terms. I just kind of think about it as we're not done yet. Like I'm not done yet. I want this place to succeed. So why wouldn't I put my best effort forth? Why wouldn't I contribute, with the unique talents and stuff that I have? Why wouldn't I do what I can to make this place be the best? And again, inspire other people. It can't just be me. It's not just me, but like it can't just be coffee. It can't just be me. It can't just be, name your favorite influencer, content creator person, like whatever. It can't just be SJ out there, do RG3 and all the people like doing the tours all the time. Like, and all the people doing all these stuff. It can't just be a handful of people. Like it's got to be the community in some way, shape, or form being able to say, you know what, thick or thin, we're going to do this. And why not? Why can't we do it? Like my stick is my greatest hit. I think it's unreasonable the PulseChain doesn't achieve glory. Why? I think it's unreasonable that we can't do that. Like, why can't we as a community stick together, put forth our best effort, put out the products, put out the content, put out the marketing, but, press the buy button. Anyone can do these things. And if we all do it, who knows what can happen. So I'm glad we have a founder who's pretty cool, who I think does the best he can, as much as he can, when he can, in a very strategic way that many people may not understand. And it's okay if you don't understand. It's I don't understand every move that Richard makes or every thing this time that comes from the PulseChain devs, or all that stuff too. I can only speculate. I can speculate in a very positive way, but that's okay. It's what I signed up for. So I don't, I'm very much this anti-victim mentality. I think I control my own destiny. I think we control our destiny for this ecosystem. And yeah, there's a guy named Richard Hart who likes this place too. And I know that he cares about this ecosystem. I know that he cares about his legacy. I'm certain that he wants this place to succeed, but I think he wants us to want that too. And I think he wants us to be the strongest that we can be. And just do it. It all boils down to that. Like, just do it. Go do the work. That's hard. Things are hard. I guess it's not time yet. I guess I got to keep going. So I don't know. All these fears around, it's taking too long. It's never going to happen. I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot to it. It's very hard to make those cases, logically speaking. Emotionally, and anyone can go up and, things suck, or, I wish things were better. They're not meeting my timeline. I don't want to do that. I don't want to complain. I just don't want to do that. I want to help us get to glory. And once you decide to do that, it's very hard to not do that. Once you really are committed to doing that, for me, it's very hard to go the other direction. So Oh, that's why I'm here. That's why I love this place. Thick or thin, there's plenty of things that could be better. Price chart included, but it's not even when I say that sentence, even when I say the price chart could be better, I believe it will be better when it's time to be better. It doesn't need to be better today. I think, we can go into the technical reasons. We can go into like all these different macro stuff and, our founders, streaming, like we can say all these things. I think they'll happen when they're ready. I don't need to explain to myself. I don't need to explain to anyone else such a straightforward, simple way of thinking about it. It's either you believe it or you don't. And it's much easier to believe things where you're going up only for a long time and harder when you're not. So I guess we'll just find out who believes. It goes back to the thing, who believes the hardest? Honestly, I think it's a pretty true statement. It's kind of one of those like things you can be, oh yeah, that's a fun little like greatest hit too. But it's kind of like, I think it kind of is that way in a way too. So I don't know, I just think people figure that they're like going to be fooled in some way. They're going to get scammed. Oh, I'm not going to get scammed by Richard. Why would Richard want to scam anyone? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's no sense to be made. So it's like either people doubt that he's as smart as he seems, which also doesn't make any sense. Dude was like, isn't Mensa, isn't like the top 2% of IQ in the country? Is like Mensa, is that, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, it's something like that. I was doing some research. I think it's like literally like 0.2%, or not 0.2%, 2% of IQ scores. Something like that. It's like you got to be very, very smart to get Mensa and programs and stuff like that. And so he's very smart. He's very rich. Rich and retired since 25. What is it? Running a business, $60 million, turnover, all that stuff. If you heard his origin story, you've got all the facts and stuff you need. Early into Bitcoin, early in all this stuff, visionary, supermarket. It doesn't even have to, you go watch the debates and stuff. I can criticize debates all day. Every debate he does, every debate he ever did, there's plenty of marketing points that he uses, plenty of things you can break down technically that, don't always generally apply, but give Hex or PulseChain or, not Bitcoin points, whatever he's trying to get points on. But the guy is putting forth, you can see, this is undeniable. He is putting forth his best effort. And he has been for like the last 5 years, right? Like 5-6 years. So before like the inception of Hex was what, 2018 maybe? It took a year for Hex. I don't know, year and a half or so. First Bitcoin Hex, first a CFD token, and then that went away, and then Bitcoin Hex, and then I feel like it took at least a year, I want to say. So December 2nd, 2019 is when it launched. I want to say early 2019, that's a great trivia question. When's the first mention of Hex or Bitcoin Hex or him working on a new project? I would say mid to late 2018. I think it's probably just coming around to Ethereum at that point. ICO craze and stuff happened. Bitcoin went way down around that time as well. So, and I came across him. Yeah, this T-shirt. By the way, this is one of the first T-shirts I made. So, RHMax is 2017. He, for years, had been trying his best. There's quotes about, go to, what is it? Wake up, work, try my hardest, all the stuff, go to sleep. Next day, do the same thing. A rich, retired, rumored to be billionaire genius founder guy, is literally putting forth his best effort to become one of the greatest men in the world. Think about how unique and an amazing opportunity it is just to be a part of that, just to be a part of a movement, a tech, a just imagine being a part of something that is so special, where there's this rich guy who could just do whatever he wants. You go on an island, disappear, never come back in. Doesn't have to do anything, doesn't have to say anything. Could go play video games, could go spend time doing anything in the world. All the girls, buy his own island, probably go invest in real estate. He could just screw off and go do whatever he wants, but he decided not to. He decided to create one of the most passionate, just communities of people that have all these different talents aligned around the tech. They want actually DeFi products to solve their problems and the price performance. They want to get rich. They want to be part of something. I don't know, nobody ever frames it in this way. All the stuff you hear, all the criticisms you hear of Richard these days are people talking about how he's not doing enough, or the prices are down, or he's in trouble in some way, or whatever. It's never about the sacrifices he's made to do these things. And of course, is he going to benefit if everything works out? Of course. That's everything ever. Every founder ever should benefit a lot from the value they create, from the inventions they have, from the communities they build, from, again, minting 1 million millionaires, creating people more like him who can think and actually be impactful on the world, get stuff done. Imagine. I kind of think about myself too before I came across Richard. What kind of person was I? What kind of ideals did I have? What kind of, bar did I hold? What kind of things did I want? I've always been, a lot about freedom, and I've always, my politics have shifted here and there, but I think I before reading Scivive, when it was just unedited bunch of text, and then seeing him, take on the world. I don't know. I think I was different. I could have been a different person too. And I don't know if I would have been on the same path. I don't know if I would have, been on the, for a while, I was on the self improvement, self-help journey too, of really trying to be, and you could say it's never ending thing, all that stuff too, but really trying to be the best version of myself. And finding a place, it kind of reminds me of the Naval Ravikant quote too, finding a place, there's some place out there just for you, where you can make a unique impact and you can make a contribution, and, where you can take your talents to be rewarded and stuff. It just, I think not just me, but probably many, many people out there in the community feel like they found a place where they can do these things. And there's, plenty of places. Maybe it's your work. Maybe your life's work is in your job, and maybe your life's work is in projects you work on or things you build. There's a community here. There's a place here. There's a technology here. There's a goal here. There's people here. All these things, I cannot help but imagine a lot of people who found this place. A lot of people found it, not had such a good time for one reason or another. A lot of people found that I think they found a lot of ways for them to really do the things they want to do, make the connections they want to make. And again, nothing's perfect. Nothing's going to be necessarily okay, you find this, you find Hex, you find PulseChain, you find this community, you find RH stuff, you're maxi or not, whatever. It's not as if you're going to magically change your life into this, what you're supposed to be or type of deal. But I think I think it's so mutual too. It's kind of like we all, everyone's here who's really a believer, who really wants to make this place succeed and refuses to lose and just does, whatever they can to help. I think RH needs this as much as we need him. It is so mutual that it's incredible. And it's good. It's really good. I love you do the work. I love that so much. It's so empowering because it doesn't make you this, waiting for somebody to do something type of deal. Like if you really internalize that, you do the work, you go and do the work. You don't expect anyone else to go do the work for you. It sure be nice if some whales pump the crap out of the price every once in a while, but that's not the point. The point is, Richard ain't paying us. He does things you say all the time too. Like, people make websites, people make products, they build on Hex, they do all these things that he never even thought of, or, surprised to see all this cool stuff built all the time. So it's just a very amazing and underrated system where you can go and do things without expectation, without direction. We don't work for him. He doesn't work for us. And you can go do them. And maybe some things are more effective and some things aren't. And maybe you get feedback, from the community, you get feedback from him directly or indirectly, or whatever too. But it's good. It's a very clean, efficient, creative system. And I don't think enough people appreciate that. I don't think enough people have seen. It's like the focus is so much on the price, and which is something so volatile and so dynamic and something that is so point in time that it's not even like, why is this obsession with the price? I know price equals more money you get. I get it. I like high prices too. I like buying low prices and, selling higher prices, right? Like that's the idea. But it's just this obsession with like either, if you have some negative sentiment about the ecosystem, it's like either believe you got scammed because the price at this point in time is not more than what you paid for it, or what you, or what, whatever it is, like whatever entry is, it's lower than that, or you're down, or it's just hasn't went up, or that you feel like you're missing opportunities for other ecosystems, which I'm telling you, go look at the prices. Yeah. Bitcoin's went up some. Ethereum, what's it doing? Polkadot, like I think is a Polkadot like the example of, it still isn't it down, still down like 80 or 90% too. There's all these reasons where like price isn't like, it doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. Like just because it's down for longer than you thought it would be, doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. And it's like losing that trust. It's like almost people like lost that trust in the ecosystem after experiencing, the 10,000x era. And it's almost like, well, I was promised big prices. Like, no one promised anything. A lot of these things take time. I believe personally, this place is the 10,000x ecosystem. I believe we will see glory. We'll get some crazy prices. It'll be amazing. Millions of millionaires will be minted, all that stuff. And I put that in my back pocket. Put it in my backpack, walking around, it's in my backpack. I don't need it. I don't need to hold it in my hands and look at it every day. Oh, what's the price? Nope. Time to be sad or time to be happy. No, I don't, wear my emotions by the colors of the candles. It does not matter what the price is to me today. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, right? There's plenty of reasons I can think of to talk myself out of being a contributing member of this ecosystem. There's plenty of reasons. That's easy. That's the easy part. I can just like think of all the negative framing for anything that I don't like, and now I can. Oh, that's the reason. That's the reason I'm going to be around, bro. Don't need to do that. It's not. You don't need to do that. You can do that. A lot of people do that. You don't need to do that. So, ecosystem of freedom, ecosystem of privacy. I dropped in the chat. RichardHart.cc. There was a RichardHart.com. It went offline for some reason. Somebody copied the site and put it up here. Community, literally, the founder site goes down. The community puts it back up. or copies it and puts up a mirror of it. It's kind of amazing. So if you don't know his story, I'll just read just a little bit here. Richard Hart is a force for good. I think that is an amazing, amazing tagline that is very descriptive and very much true. I was born into a poor family in a poor neighborhood. It sucked getting made fun of, using free lunch vouchers at school. Being a racial minority at school also came with its own challenges. Getting jumped was no fun, but it happened in and out of school. Working with my dad delivering newspapers and fixing air conditioners was a great experience. The sleep deprivation of starting work at 2 a.m. made the alcohol and drug addiction of the people we worked with seem less serious. Fixing air conditioners in Florida summer is always fun because first you're going to some place air conditioner is broken, and second you're likely to climb to an attic or roof where it's hotter to endure the tar or fiberglass while the sweat keeps stinging your eyes. Quite the imagery. My parents were and are the best I could ever hope for. My mother's mental illness and disability rarely impacted her awesomeness. I raised $27 million for medical research associated with the world's largest free airdrop of coins through PulseChain.com. I founded Hex.com, which went up price 10,000x, and many claimed it for free. I also predicted the Bitcoin price tops in 2017 and 2021. I warned people not to put coins in Celsius and BlockFi or FTX for years before they all went bankrupt. He's a pretty good guy, pretty smart guy. They even made a documentary about him. You heard The Highest of Stakes? It's on the YouTube. I've watched it 2-3 times, I want to say. 98% Rotten Tomatoes. Boo! I like that. 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I love it. It really, it's a great documentary. I'm sure a lot of these scores are great scores from Hexicans who really liked it, but it is. I don't know if I watched it with friends and stuff too, and none of them said it was bad. They all kind of liked it too. So that shows a lot about Richard as well. And yeah, he had outraged marketing phase, and it's fine. It's fine. What I don't know, people used to complain about it. Again, it's just like another thing to be like, oh, that's why the price is down, because he twerked once. He twerked more than once. But I don't think that's why the price is down. And I don't think he's selling those candles. I don't think it's red candles or Richard Hart. I'd be more likely to bet the green candles were Richard more than the red if I were to have to bet one way or the other. We have a highest stakes. Could be a part 2. Could be part 2 coming as well. Never know. I've heard some rumblings. So they made a movie. Got a very informative website. Got some vintage photos here as well. You can also watch a video of him installing a bidet for his mother. So generous guy. Generous guy. I should call this Richard Hart Power Hour. Hopefully my voice stays with me as much as I can do it. All right. Richard Hart makes the world a better place. I do more to prevent scams and improve the lives of other people than most do. For instance, which of the topics have you or anyone you know made a video on? How many years have they been getting views? Finding agreement in politics. Stop gambling, trading. Getting more people to make positive videos. Stop gaming, start a business, reduce military spending, fix schools, fix democracy, get better apologies. Do what you already know you should. Prevent hangovers, promote medical research, be disciplined, be happy. Quit after a win for happiness. Focus on what empowers you. Appeared on various TV programs, RT Television, Kaiser Report, CNBC Africa, Link Up TV. Interview on how I got my start. Yeah, some of this I haven't even watched for a while, so I haven't clicked on some of these links either. So he's got a ton of, this one with Paul Democritou. A lot of different ones he shared the story. You know what? I should probably clip the story and do a clip of Richard Hart story or something. It's a good idea. All the things you can do to tell people why this guy is a force for good, and not they may assume that he's not a good guy. They may think he's a scammer. They may be very, very misinformed by big crypto which most of which, I mean, there's still some, I feel like there's so many that know he's awesome and they hold or held or at least sacrificed for PulseChain and all this stuff. And they look at him and think, man, definitely controversial figure, but boy, like they probably want him to win too. Like honestly, a lot of people, it's probably half and half, probably half of big crypto, all the big influencers in crypto, half of them probably like don't want to see him win because they don't want to be wrong, or they don't want to see that Hex and PulseChain are successful, or they just don't, they have some misinformed view about him. And the other half, like, it's just not popular to say good things about him. So they just don't, and they won't until the time is right when they can rally the troops and it's not controversial to be like, yeah, he's a pretty good guy. He's a good guy, obviously. These appear to be testimonials. Quite a few testimonials, people like that. Again, he's a salesman, so a very tech-informed salesman. Marketing, I don't know. Like if you describe Richard, could we say polymath? I mean, probably a lot of different verticals he's expert in. So there we go. Polymath billiard. This is hard to roll off the tongue. Polymath billionaire genius founder guy. I can start adding that to it. Pretty amazing. So some cool stuff I got people to do. Millions of dollars free money exclusively for Bitcoin holders by inventing Hex. Holders over a collective. Over a collective. $3,000. 300,000 Bitcoin minted for free. Mint even more free money by getting people to use Uniswap early. Again, I'm reading this stuff. A lot of you, tell me in the chat if you've learned something new over the last 30 minutes. Let me know if there's something in here that you didn't know or you forgot, because a lot of stuff, again, I think I know a lot about Richard. A lot of stuff I kind of forget from time to time too. He's a pretty cool guy. He does a lot of cool stuff. It's just like he don't stream for 2 years and everyone's just like, nah, just come on. Prisoner of the moment. Like, what have you done for me lately? No, he's a good guy. Stop trading, as the vast majority of traders lose money and they lose far more than the winners win. It's a very true statement. Again, like I don't think the lesson of this Hex or the bull market or the bear market or price go down is not staking. Shouldn't have staked. I think that's a very like surface level analysis of like, oh, staking doesn't work because what if the price goes down? Yeah, and what if it goes back up? It's like the only thing, if you only see the price go down afterwards, of course it's easy to come to the conclusion that, oh, I should have held liquid. But what if Hex goes to $2 in the next 6 months? You think it's more likely it's going to go to $0 or $2 the next 6 months? Well, what if you staked? What if you staked early? What if you staked long? What if multiple cycles you get rewarded? What if the APR goes back up one day? What if the price goes to something you can't even imagine? Well, you're going to feel like staking was your future self is going to be, oh, good job staking there, bud. Good job. But you don't know that. It's just so easy to get trapped in this, like, again, there's plenty of great traders out there who trade. I think this is very much true statement though. The vast majority of traders lose money. Don't need to trade. Like, remember Big Pep talking about too, like that's why you want to say why Hex was invented. Hex was invented so you don't have to stare at the chart, trying to take the money from the other guy across the stream. You can just buy it and stake it, earn more, go live your life. Hopefully the price goes up at the time you want to cash out or the stake comes up, boom. Yeah, I don't take away, again, like I could have as many stakes as anyone else out there. And when you see the paper value be really high and then it go down, you're like, oh, well, that sucks. But yeah, it sucks. It can still suck and there not be this lesson that you need to become a master trader now. So I don't recommend anyone be a trader. I don't do any financial advice. I don't tell anyone what to do, all that stuff. I myself have not learned the lesson that I should trade more. If anything, at the surface level, it's maybe if there's any lesson to be learned from this, if you were super into staking before, maybe having some liquid, if you were like 100% staked, you could say, oh, what if 80-20 was better, or 50-50, or like whatever. That seems like a more reasonable takeaway than otherwise, my opinion. So still think that's a very, very true statement. Take control of their own keys. The centralized exchange can't rob them. Super underrated point. It's very hard to see these points when the price is down. Like, these make so much more sense when the price is up, or, we're in all these amazing bull-tard moments and all this stuff. But like, this is such a good thing to have, and a very underrated thing. Use software that's been audited. Yeah, I feel like Richard made audits popular and stuff too. I appreciate that even the largest cryptocurrency prices dip 85 to 98% sometimes. Yeah, there you go. So I'm not going to go through everything, but trust him. I spend my time making people's life better, produce free videos, free chat rooms, free coins, free Scivive, personal development books. I try to get people to stop drinking, smoking, gambling, and invest in medical research. My oldest videos show what I really care about. These have been getting views for years, and it helped quite a few people. Evergreen content is cool. It is cool. Very, very cool. All right, last part here. I receive sincere thanks from multiple people every day for changing their lives meaningfully. I've gotten thousands of people to stop gambling, drinking, playing intensive grinding video games. My free self-help YouTube channel and free self-help books have made a massive impact on people's lives. I encourage you to read them and the independent reviews, some touching and extremely heartfelt on the Trustpilot website, detailing what Hex did for them. Take a look at Trustpilot real quick. I'm like rolling the dice. I'm like, it's been a couple years now. I'm gonna get some. It's gonna be some good stuff. I have a feeling it's going to. Yeah. 4.4, not bad. Not bad. I like this. Always available, always reliable. A recent issue with connected PulseChain has been resolved. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, we need more of this indexed and for people to learn from and use and see, and instead of just a lot of times wrong takes that a lot of the media or big crypto has for it. It's just amazing. Again, I don't think we know what he's built. I don't think we know what he has planned, nor should we know unless we have expectations, right? Big brain. Got a big brain. He's got a big brain. Probably set it up pretty good. Probably good at taxes and stuff too. A lot of the sham cases people tried to throw against him, such as the SEC did, didn't stick. What happened in the SEC? It went away. Jurisdiction and no merit. Jurisdiction and no merit. Both. Jurisdiction was just the easiest one. Also no merit. That's what the judge said. That's what I saw. So, yeah, I don't say, like, I think he's awesome. Again, I've said before, I think that crypto is a means to an end. I think it will be, I've said a footnote, maybe it'll be a chapter in his book of things he did. But it really is just a way to, I think, help make more people like him, mint millionaires, fund longevity research. I think there'll be something like a Hart Foundation or otherwise that will, where he really, I think that's his true passion. His true passion is, I think he wants to do great things. And one of the greatest things you can do is extending people's lives. And I think, he's the man for the job. He's the man to, he's a manager, right? Like he knows how to get stuff done. He knows how to put, the right pieces together. He has the ideals. He has the vision. He's like the Steve Jobs. He's the Elon. He's the Trump. He's the, imagine whatever person you think is good at bringing people together, bringing ideals together, doing the messaging, putting in the time and effort and stuff to get people together, building the community, building the tribe, all that stuff. It really is, because I think he wants his ideals to live on. He wants to see them manifest in the world. And he needs not only, you can have unlimited money and do this stuff, at least some of it, but you need more than unlimited money. You need more than just millions of dollars or billions of dollars. You need a community. You need people to believe in it. You need a factory of like effective people. I think that's what he's building with this. How do you get people to try hard? How do you get people to do, to think about more than themselves, or think about themselves, but then also benefits more people than themselves? How do you get people to really go and be exposed to things that they never even thought possible and go put into work and do it? You create a community, you create a tribe, you get them aligned. Again, you get them, let them, not even get them, you let them have the opportunity to fund themselves, to be able to make themselves millionaires, right? Like he's minting in the sense of like the system's set up in a way where if you participate in a smart way, then you can, historically speaking, people made a lot of money. What are you going to do with all that money? Maybe you want to go sit on a beach and relax. Or maybe you want to do that a little bit later and you want to go start a business, start putting your ideas out in the world, maybe you like some of his ideas and you want to start promoting them. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, live whatever dream you want to live. That's the promise of this place. That's the promise of, it's not a promise you're going to have it. It's the promise of having the opportunity to be a part of it. And if you're fortunate enough and things go in the right direction, we might just get it. That's all I got for you today. Scivive and 5555. We are out.